Hello everyone, this is Anime Heaven X23, and today I want to talk about mid-generation upgrades for consoles. From the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, from the base PS4 to the PS4 Pro, the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch Oled, because they actually increased the RAM and screen, bigger screen, um, and other improvements in the system. So it wasn't just like minor refresh. Because the Xbox Series S and X, new versions they released 1 terabyte, and then the all digital Xbox One. Sorry, Xbox Series X, and then like the digital one, and then the one with the 2 terabytes. That's just like storage and like minor revisions. So they will not be mentioned more than what I just did. But like the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, that was a huge. That is the biggest improvement from these mid-gen refreshes. Because the Xbox One, if I remember correctly, I think it was a 1.3 teraflop system. So you go from a 1.3 teraflop that was running games in 720p to 1080p. Now you're running games from 1080p all the way up to native 4K, 30 frames per second because of the Jaguar CPU, which held everything back. But went from a 1.3 teraflop system to a 6 teraflop system. You had better RAM. You had everything. Better Wi-Fi. You had a 4K Blu-ray, HD Blu-ray drive. Just an overall system from top to bottom was just far superior in every way. The speed, just everything in it was just so much better. Made all the games look better. And that was, to me, the biggest jump in these refreshes. The base PS4 to PS4 Pro. Granted, I own multiple versions of the Pro. And if you want to play your PS3, your PS4 games at their best possible look, you wanted a Pro. But that went from a 1.8 teraflop system to, it was like a 4, maybe like 4.1 at best. But it could do 4K like resolution, but that was it. No 4K textures, no 4K movies because it had a regular Blu-ray drive in it. No upgraded RAM. It was I think a half-worked upgrade. To me, that was their worst one. The PS5 to the PS5 Pro. You're going from a system that in reality is the base PS5 in reality, when everything's going, is a 9, I think it's like a 9.3 teraflop system in the more heavy demanding games like God of War, Ragnarok, and things like that. I think if you really look at it, it's not a 10.3, 10.2 teraflop system like they say. Because even they said themselves with the using more of its powerhouse and something like that, if not using as much of its powerhouse and graphical features and all the bells and whistles that the system has, it goes down to it can go up to like a 10.2 teraflop system. So it just ranges from what it can actually do. So in reality, it's like a 9.2 teraflop system, not a 10.3, I think it was. But you look to jump from that to the Pro, you're going up to it's almost like to like a 17 teraflop system. To me, it has better Wi-Fi than the base PS5. To me, the interface is much better. the resolution that it uses is like, like FSR and like what NVIDIA does in the DLSS. The Sony PSSR, I think super sample resolution. That so far is in its infancy for what it can do. Some of the games are not working correctly, like Jedi Survivor. I know we're trying to figure out why it looks worse than the base PS5. So I think they'll get better. But to me, the PS5 to the PS5 Pro is more of an upgrade. And also you get more storage, obviously, too. I think that's more of an upgrade than the PS4 to the PS4 Pro was. Because the Pro has, if I remember, I think it has like now hardware accelerated ray tracing. It has VRR right from the get-go and things like that. That the base PS5 initially didn't have VRR. It didn't have hardware-based accelerated ray tracing like the Series X did at launch. The Series S has more 120 frames per second games than the PS5 does. So I think the Pro is more of a worthwhile upgrade, PS5 Pro from the PS5 than the PS4 Pro was to the base PS4, in my opinion. And then you have the Switch to the Switch OLED. There you got more RAM initially in the system. You got a lot more vibrant, better screen. The Wi-Fi and everything was better. The things they made with the dock and stuff like that. That was definitely, so I mean, it's like if you're gonna get a Switch, get the OLED. I know it's more money, but what you're gonna get, to me, is worth the upgrade over the base Switch. So of all the systems I talked about, from the Xbox One to Xbox One X, PS4 to the PS4 Pro, PS5 to the PS5 Pro, Switch to the Switch OLED, the biggest upgrade where you really saw that the mid-gen refreshes were worth it, to me, is the Xbox One to the Xbox One X. And I think the next one to me would be the base PS5 to PS5 Pro, and then the PS4 Pro to the PS4 to the PS4 Pro, and then the Switch OLED is how I would rank them. But I'm curious as to everyone else what you think of the four I mentioned. Xbox One to Xbox One X, PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5 to PS5 Pro, and the Switch to Switch OLED. In your opinion, in the comments, please let me know what one you thought was the best bang for your buck, worth the price, and over the course that you've owned it, you got your money's worth. And then also, I'd like to know how you would rank them. If you'd rank them like me, the Xbox One X is the biggest jump from the base, then the PS5 Pro, PS4 Pro, and then the Switch OLED. So I really would like to know that, what everyone owned, what one you thought the biggest jump was, and then how you'd rank the ones I mentioned. And I'm curious to see, going forward, like when the PS6 comes out, are you going to have a PS6 Pro? I think if this PS5 Pro ends up selling as much, if not more, if not a little bit more, than the base than the PS4 Pro, I think they won't do it. But I think if the PS5 Pro over time sells maybe 3-4 million more than the PS4 Pro did, I think they'll do another refresh. But I'm curious to see how that goes. Of course, I think what's going to help the PS5 Pro, like to help the PS4 Pro, is you had Star Wars Battlefront 2. You had, I think you had Red Dead Redemption 2. I think you had all these big heavy hitters. I think you had Horizon Zero Dawn. I think you had God of War Ragnarok. I think you had all these big games that were launching on the Pro, that were in with the Pro launch. That helped a lot. I know a lot. And if Sony's smart, they really want to push the Pro for the 5. They have to do that. So this is just my opinion on the mid-gen refreshes. What I think of the 4 I mentioned. Which one I thought was the best. How I ranked them. So like I said, I'm curious to see what everyone else's opinions are. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this conversation piece. Please let me know in the comments below. And also thanks for the recent subscriber increase, which I imagine has something to do with the free game that I offered. But I'm hoping that when I do reach that sub count, that the people who have subscribed, stay on to help me grow to 1,000. Because I really hope next year, maybe by springtime or summer, I can hit 1,000 subs, and then set up, where I'm doing streams, all the time, or I really want to put a lot of work in for you guys for streams and different things. So, and then get a computer where I can properly stream, do stuff live, interact with the chat, and do all that stuff. That's my end goal. I really would like to do that. So hopefully everyone who has subscribed so far and does subscribe in the future stays, because I do appreciate it. So once again, thanks for watching my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe. Take care, everyone, and goodbye. Thank you.